the news and interviews you know and love. It's the Northwest's #1 racing podcast, the Shaun in the Dirt podcast. This is Shaun, and you're in the dirt.
Andrew Kunas here for the ShaunInTheDirt.com podcast. It's practice day Sunday at the annual Chili Bowl here in Tulsa, and I am with Chance Crum from Snohomish, Washington, now living in Indiana. And Chance made your Chili Bowl debut last year, I believe, driving for the Redeem car, but different ride this year. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we're here at the 6'8 Motorsports team. I got connected with these guys a few years back and raced in the West Coast Swing this year with them. So excited to be back. We didn't have the best results in the West Coast Swing, just didn't really have much luck go our way, but definitely, was really happy with the team. And so we had a lot of fun together. So I'm excited for this week.
And this is going to be your second Chili Bowl now. How much did your experience in last year's show help you?
Well, actually, this will be my 5th Chili Bowl.
Oh, your fifth one here. I thought it was last year's your debut.
Yeah.
My bad on that there, but you've had some experience now. How much is it going to help you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it definitely helps. Event like this. I mean, there's so many good cars, so many good drivers. It's a lot of luck involved, but you got to put yourself in the right spot. The experience definitely helps. We'll see what we can do, but. Just trying to build on, previous years. The first year here, I think we made the D main Saturday, and then the year after was the C main, then the year after that the B main, and then last year we were more forward in the B main, and we got close to making the show, but not quite. So this year, the goal is, the big goal, as everyone is, when you come here, is trying to make the show Saturday. So we'll see what happens. We definitely need, luck on our side, but I'm excited to give it our best shot.
And last year, that money most got put together for the top Northwest finisher here with $1,600 that you won last year. You're one of the guys up eligible for this bonus again, but now it's the Shaina Barnes Award here. Her name is on it here, and it's now a little over $2,100 here. It's pretty cool that you're a small group, but you're representing the Northwest as a group here, and you get to race for a little bit of extra money here again.
Yeah, that's super cool. Last year I was honored to be able to win that, and then this year it became even more special. So that's really cool. A big thank you to you for putting that together, and everyone that's been a part of that for helping that become what it is. It's always been an honor to represent the Northwest. For me, in the last couple of years, being able to expand out my racing, more nationally, I always feel the support of all the Northwest racing family. So it's really cool to come here to the Chili Bowl, be with some more Washington drivers, and a lot of good ones. So we'll see what we can do, but that's really special to be a part of that and have something like that for all the Washington Northwest drivers. It's really cool.
And you're living out in Indiana now. You're going to be doing some non-wing sprint car racing this year. How has that been put together, and what are your plans for the season with that car?
Yeah, so it's our family sprint car team, and sponsored by Redeem Racing, and we're really excited for this season. Last year we kind of got that program going. And we felt like we got off to a really good start, had some good runs locally in Indiana, and then we made it to some USAC shows, had some good runs there, and so we're excited to build off of that. We're not quite sure 100% what the schedule is going to be, but we know we'll have kind of a mix of some local and regional stuff around the Indiana area, and then a good mix of some USAC shows as well. There's a lot of options out there for non-wing sprint car racing, so it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of great competition for myself as a driver to learn from. Definitely pushes you really hard, and it's just some really tough racing, but it's makes for a lot of fun. So we'll see what we can do. Really cool to be able to go racing with my dad and my brother. Kind of just like what we used to do back at Deming Speedway, with our micro program. It's same sort of thing. We operate the same, but just now we're out here in Indiana racing. So we're having a lot of fun together, and definitely looking forward to this season.
And speaking of Deming here, and the other tracks that you've raced at with the Focus midgets, they're doing a little sprint car stuff too. But any chance we'll see you back home in the Northwest at all this season?
I'm hoping so, yeah. I don't know my exact schedule yet, but we're not running for any points this season, so my schedule is definitely flexible. So hopefully make it back to some Deming Skagit races possibly. I definitely would love to run Clay Cup again at some point. I haven't the last couple years, which has kind of sucked, but hoping to be able to do that again at some point. This year might be possible, so we'll see.
And what night are you running this week?
We race Wednesday night.
Wednesday night here, and Shaun Holbert stepping in here. But What do you think of your chances this year?
Chili Bowl is a lot of luck involved, right? So you gotta give it your best shot and see where you can go. It starts off with the luck of the draw, the pill draw. What heat race you're in, where you start, and you go from there. So we'll see what we can do. I know these guys are going to give me a great car. I'm excited to be racing with them, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully try and improve off of last year, and looking forward to it.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Chance Crum getting ready for another Chili Bowl here. All right, Andrew Kunas here for the Shaun in the Dirt podcast here at practice day at the Chili Bowl, and I am talking with Joe Perry out of Billings, Montana, former Montana Sprint Car champion. And Joe, you've been here as a spectator before, but first time racing in the Chili Bowl here. What do you feel of all of this?
Yeah, the Chili Bowl's a really cool event. We've been coming to this since about 2005 was the first year I was at the Chili Bowl, and missed a couple years along the way, but we've been here for most of them. It's definitely something that's always been a bucket list thing for me to participate in and try my hand in a midget. So,
you never been in a midget before, have you?
No, we luckily got to come down and run some practice laps about 3 weeks ago at that Port City Speedway, but other than that, it's all pretty new to me.
And Joe, you and I have known each other for a long time through me doing stuff in Montana, your home state here. You've been running sprint cars for a long time now. You're a former Montana sprint car champion. You've been running with the Frontier region of ASCS here. You got to win season before last in Great Falls here, but you got some good competition out there.
Yeah, the racing in Montana is it's a very serious deal. There's some steep competition and that sort of thing, but probably nothing like this.
And we thought they were done with the last practice here, but they are hot lapping again here, so hopefully everyone's hearing this okay. But while we have a moment here, tell us how did this deal come about with Johnny Herrera to drive this midget?
Yeah, so we kind of got to know Johnny last year a little bit after Jerry drove for him and stuff, so it all just kind of worked out pretty well. I think Shaun Deskins was looking to get out of this car, and about the same time we were looking to get into it. So
you've watched a lot of races here in person now here. You think it's been helpful to see a lot of races here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway to help you prepare for this?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've, like I said, been coming to this thing for almost 20 years now, and I've got to see a lot of different things over the years and kind of get an understanding for it. But quite frankly, I don't think there's anything that can prepare you for strapping into a midget and going after it.
Now you have Johnny Herrera, Hollywood, Kings Royal winner, as the principal owner of this deal. I believe he's a principal owner here. But you got him, you got Jerry Bray, Big Sky Speedway owner, fellow Montana Sprint Car champion, and you also got young Robbie Price. There's Tour of the World Outlaws this past season as some of your teammates here. How helpful is it to them to have in your corner also?
Yeah, there's definitely some talent in this pit. Jace Park, I mean, he's a young up-and-comer as well, and Caleb Stelzig, those guys were both at the practice deal at Port City, and they were both very helpful and kind of, I guess, giving me a little insight about how the car works and how it's different from a sprint car and some of that kind of stuff. So it's very valuable to have some of those guys that have been around this thing a few times. So
now, only one of you guys is going to end up getting it here, but you're among the drivers who are eligible for the Northwest bonus Shaina Barnes Award here. Kind of nice to be among a small group of guys who have a chance to race for a little bit of extra money here.
Yeah, it is, and it's really cool what you guys are doing for Shaina and all that stuff. I think every one of these guys that are eligible for it is definitely going to be gunning for it.
All right, and plans for 2024 season at home?
Yeah, we'll see. I guess we haven't nailed down anything too concrete yet, but I think we definitely would like to get an earlier start to the season than we did last year. I think we had some rainouts and kind of waited around for things to develop, and I guess last year was kind of a building year for us anyways. We got a new trailer and I guess a few other things that we had to kind of work the bugs out of and get set up, but I think we're almost ready to go racing as we sit now, and another few weeks at home we'll be ready to go after it. So,
and who do you have to thank for not only making this Chili Bowl deal happen, but also who's helping you out at home?
Yeah, I gotta obviously thank my dad. I mean, he's as big a race fan as I am and loves the Chili Bowl just as much as anybody I know, and And my wife Lauren staying home with the kids for a couple days. She's headed here on Thursday, so definitely very appreciative of her allowing me to come do this thing every year. And
She's very patient with you.
yeah, she's not the world's biggest race fan, but she does a good job of holding it down for us. So.
All right, Joe Perry here, getting ready to practice, and he's going to be racing on Thursday night here at the Chili Bowl. Andrew Kunas here for the ShaunInTheDirt.com podcast here. It's practice day Sunday at the Chili Bowl Nationals, and I am with the Cobble Hill Cutie, as Brian Holber likes to call him here, Robbie Price, former Dirt Cup winner, and Robbie, rookie at the Chili Bowl here, and first time in a midget, I understand.
Yeah, I've ran a Ford Focus midget a couple times, but I don't really count that. First time in a full-size midget. We went and practiced at Port City 3 days ago, and I don't know, see what we can do. And
how does the deal with Johnny Herrera come out for the Chili Bowl here?
I've known Johnny for a long time, and then he was out at Lakeside or 81 Speedway when we were out there earlier this year watching, and Rob Layton from Saratoga Speedway was there with him and his family were there, and we got to talking with Johnny, and they put a deal together to come out for this whole weekend and watch and do some racing.
And did a lot of racing back at home over the years, but then you got a huge opportunity. You got to drive for Jason Sides on the World Outlaws Tour for a season here. How big of an opportunity was that there for your career?
Yeah, that was really a once-in-a-lifetime deal, right? So not very many people can say that they ran the Outlaw Tour, and I can say I'm the only one from Vancouver Island that can say that they ran the Outlaw Tour, but it was good. It was a good experience. I definitely learned a lot about, me as a race car driver and what I needed to do and what I need to do differently. I got a little bit of a mental notebook now. I would still love to be out on the road, but, circumstances put you in places. That's just life. So we're trying to figure something out. I don't really know what I'm doing this year yet, but I'm still working on it.
Well, one thing that is for certain here is regardless of where you've been going here, you got a lot of support from home here. You have, just like you did on Jason's Side's 7S Sprint car here, you have Saratoga Motorsports Park from Vancouver Island on the side of this midget here. How cool is that to have an asphalt track, no less, back at home, just showing you so much support out here on the road?
Yeah, it's great. The whole Layton family has treated me so good throughout the past 5 or 6 years. They've been on board with me since the ASCS days, so they've done a lot for my career, and I really can't thank them enough. And it's great to have them out here and support me.
And we're towards the front end of the pit area here. We got another hot lap session going, so hopefully everyone's hearing this okay. But speaking of practice, how important is it to get 2 sessions, even if brief, 2 sessions of practice here to prepare you for your qualifying night?
Yeah, it's a little different, but, I'm used to only getting a couple laps of hot laps. I don't have very many laps. Like I said, in a midget, we ran about 50 laps the other day at Port City, so it's gonna be tricky. It was a little greasy in the first session, so I'm hoping that it slicked up a little bit for my second group.
And while we got a moment here, again, only one of you guys is going to win it here, but you're among a small group of drivers who are eligible for the Shaina Barnes Award for top Northwest finisher here. It's a little over $2,000 here. Now, only one of you guys is going to end up getting it here, but it's got to be pretty nice to be among a group of drivers here representing the Northwest here and having a little bit of extra money to shoot for here.
Yeah, that's really great. I really like what you guys do there. Obviously, Shaina was a great lady, and, it was a huge loss to the Northwest, and especially, JJ Hickle and her daughter and everything like that. So it's really cool what you guys are doing, and, man, hopefully I win it. But at the end of the day, just, if I don't, it is what it is. But I really want to win it. It'd be really cool. And, it's a great deal what you guys are doing.
Everyone out in the Northwest has been really proud of you traveling around and giving it your best on the road here with the opportunities that you've been giving here. How does it feel to have, we already mentioned Saratoga, the Speedway supporting you, but just the support of everyone back home here just cheering you on the road?
Yeah, it's great. You don't really think about it that much, and then when you do go home, and you can really appreciate it. I really appreciate it every time I get to run Skagit, and there's so many familiar faces and people that come by and just say something, or there's actually a lot of people from the Northwest that you run into out on the road. They'll fly out for a couple of weekends or a weekend and just go watch. It's really cool, and obviously I don't remember everybody now, but I've been at home for a little while, but it's crazy to see how often you actually run into people from home.
And what night do you race this week?
Tuesday.
You race Tuesday night here. Robbie Price going to race on a Tuesday night here. Robbie, good luck.
Thank you.
Robbie Price here at the Chili Bowl. Andrew Kunas here again for the ShaunInTheDirt.com podcast. And guy lives in Indianapolis, but he is forever Northwest. Gary Taylor from Snohomish, Washington here. Sunday practice day. But Gary, another Chili Bowl for you. And you've been doing this for a while. It's been about 15 now that you've done?
It's actually, my first one was in 03. We were just talking about, it's been 15 years since we won the shootout. And
I get it now.
Yep. So, but no, 2003 was my first one. I was actually the year I moved from Washington to Denver. We came here and ran the Chili Bowl. And so, this is, I believe, my 21st Chili Bowl, which makes me feel really old.
21 here. So, you're doing this basically yearly here. Are you ever ready for the Chili Bowl here as far as racing in it?
I mean, that's a loaded question. I used to race midgets a lot, so you kind of felt like you had a notebook and you were fairly practiced up. Anymore, the last decade, it's like you run once or twice a year and you come back. The last few years with Brian, he builds new stuff when we come here, and you're kind of starting from scratch. This year we were able to run the BC 39, so at least got to run one race and get a little practice. I come and run the shootout with Farrell, so we get some laps inside the building. It's getting harder and harder every year with the quality of the field and the competition to just jump back in and be good. So the car's good. I feel decent about my driving and how the shootout went last week, but you always feel like you could use more seat time or use more practice. But I still feel good about our chances this year.
You lived in Colorado for a while. You've been in Indiana for, I think you said 10 years now, but you still list Snohomish as home there. You got to rep the Northwest here. And but talking with a few other people here, you're among the handful of drivers eligible for the Shaina Barnes Award now for the top Northwest finisher here. And only one of you guys is going to get that money there, but still nice to be part of a group getting recognized here and getting to race for a little bit of extra cash here.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's neat that you guys put that deal together, and now in memory of Shaina too, that's even cooler. And the guys I'm running against, the Northwest competitors, it's a strong group. So it's a nice little extra race within a race, and it's cool you guys put that on.
And now you've been living in Indiana here. What have you been doing out in Indianapolis here for the last several years?
I've had a couple different jobs, but mostly worked. When I first moved to Indiana, I worked at Engler Machine on fuel injection stuff. And then when I moved to India, I worked at CNR Racing for a year. But I've been at Andretti's for about 6-7 years. Initially on their rallycross cars, and then did some sports car stuff. Took a little break from that and worked for Mitch and Brian Olson at Olson Custom Designs, doing some machine work. And then I've been back at Andretti's. I'm a car chief on an Indy Lights car now. So do that. That's it's a really good gig. It's there in the Andretti IndyCar shop. Travel with the team, work in the shop and on the road, and but it's not super demanding as far as professional racing gigs go. We got quite a few free weekends to still do a little racing in between.
And you get to see all these different cars out there. Does it help you at all as far as racing a midget or a sprint car, or is it a completely different beast from these cars?
It's completely different animal. There you have access to a lot of tools and machinery and data and information, and even though a lot of what you're doing doesn't necessarily apply straight to these cars, you can still take a lot of the theory or the technology and kind of implement some of that into this deal. So it just kind of sometimes gives you a different outlook, or makes you approach things a little bit differently.
And now again, you've been in the Chili Bowl here for a long time here. Do you still feel the same vibe that woo, this is a Chili Bowl here every year?
Absolutely. Even if I try to be calm about it, about the time you go do your pill draw on your prelim night, the butterflies kick in and you roll down the ramp for your heat race. And it's still such a big event. I mean, it's if it didn't get you a little wound up, you probably shouldn't be here.
And what night are you racing this week?
Running Monday night.
Monday night there, so you don't have to wait very long. But after you race, if you're one of the early nights here, what's it like your race on Monday or Tuesday for that matter? Then you have to wait all week to race on Saturday.
I kind of like getting to practice and jump straight in and go racing. But then you got several days to kind of just be a fan but then kind of be a sponge and take in who's going fast and what's happening and what you can do to be better on Saturday. So it's the racing's so good all week. It's a fun place to, like I said, just kind of be on vacation and be a race fan. And like I said, you can learn a lot in these 5-6 days in the building too.
Gary Taylor, one of the drivers eligible for the Northwest bonus here, and going out for another Chili Bowl here, racing on Monday night. Andrew Kunas here for the ShaunInTheDirt.com podcast here. It's practice day at the Chili Bowl Nationals in Tulsa, and sitting in the turn 4 seats here, and I got Tanner Holmes with me here. And Tanner, made your Chili Bowl debut last year. You're back with CB Industries here, and you've already been out for practice today here. Tell us what you think so far.
Yeah, it felt good. Just made a couple laps. I call them some comfy laps. It's nice you get 2 sessions. Got a chance to go out there. Track's really hooked up. Kind of, for a guy like me, nothing crazy. The track had a lot of grip. Kind of was able to just go out there, make 4 solid laps. Kind of ran up behind some cars. Felt good. Like I said, just kind of working on getting comfortable. This next session should be able to push it a little harder and, see what we can get out of our car before our prelim night on Tuesday.
And this past season here, you got the opportunity of a lifetime to go run with the World of Outlaws for Shark Racing for the legendary Bobby Allen here. That had been such an awesome experience and a great opportunity for you.
Yeah, I kind of joke. I say now, everyone needs to go spend a month with Bobby Allen. You'd learn a lot, and I did in the 3-4 months I got to spend with those guys. Great people, hard workers. Totally built a team from the ground up. So it was a great opportunity. Sad that I'm not going to get to continue with them, but friends for life with Bobby and their whole entire crew. So really impressive how they've done it and how successful and fast their stuff is at the level. So we're going to give it a go this season with our own car, and we'll see those guys a bunch, I'm sure, out on the road. But yeah, just great opportunity and gave me a chance to have some of my best World of Outlaw finishes I've ever had and run with those guys more regular than ever.
And racing and that equipment against those guys at a whole bunch of different racetracks, how does that help you as far as racing back at home and also, again, racing in an event like this?
Yeah, I think, you don't realize, for example, I've been in outlaw mode the whole second half of 2023, and so now, Chili Bowl's a big race, so you don't really consider something like this maybe, but, I think as I go run other shows, talking with guys, they go, you don't realize how, I never like to use the word easy, but, maybe a step down or whatever, just the intensity and how things are. The Outlaws, it's so, and just like High Limit's going to be, it's that top competition level. You basically can't make mistakes. It's as good as it gets. So now kind of, dropping back, depending on what our schedule looks like, we're going to have plenty of really hard races. We're going to have plenty of shows, though, too, that maybe are, more of a regional or local series, you could say. So we're excited, and we're just going to put our whole, deal together, and I'm hoping to rack up some wins and get things rolling in 2024.
And year 2 at the Chili Bowl with the same team here. What do you think of your how this Chili Bowl may go for you?
I'm excited. I got a good night. I'm going Tuesday. I think for us, it's mainly just about having a good heat race and qualifier. You got to rack up points to start up in a good spot. If we can start in the first 3 or 4 or 5 rows on our prelim night, I don't really see why we couldn't be a top 5 car or contend for a lock-in spot. It's mainly just about me getting comfortable and, like I said, things kind of going your way inside this building. But I feel confident enough. Chad has really good stuff. So, and he knows the adjustments and what to do when. And I think if we can just start farther up front, have the track position, we're going to be plenty good to have a shot to be in the Saturday night A.
And as cars are starting to rolling this track a bit for this practice session here before we go, you're one of just a handful of drivers. Only one of you is going to get it, but you're among a handful of drivers eligible for the Shaina Barnes Award for top Northwest finisher here. It's pretty nice to be among a group of guys getting to race for a little bit of extra money here this weekend.
Absolutely. It's really cool you guys doing this. And, I think Chance Crum got it last year maybe or whatever. So I'm hoping to be that guy this year. But, we had a good run, and, it's going to take a really good prelim night to do that. So we got some good competition in it, but it's cool that you guys doing that for us Northwest guys. I know we got a lot of good racing at home. Sometimes I don't think the Northwest gets the right recognition for some of the talent we have that we have to race against. So really cool that we're all in the same building here in January, kick off the year.
Tanner Holmes here. He'll race on Tuesday night here at the Chili Bowl. It's Sunday. Andrew Kunas for the Shaun in the Dirt podcast. Andrew Kunas here for the ShaunTheDirt.com podcast here at practice day at the Chili Bowl Nationals in Tulsa. And I have Big Sky Speedway owner and former Montana Sprint Car champion Jerry Brey out of Billings with me here. And Jerry, another Chili Bowl, your second one here driving for Johnny Herrera. You got to practice earlier here. How was it out there?
Oh, well, it was a lot better than last year. Our effort was a little scattered, not being able to get around here, but it was good.
All right, and race last year. Your experience from last year help you at all prepare for this year's show?
Yeah, I've run about 2 million laps in my head to try to clean it up so I don't look like such a rookie.
And even though you've been busy running a racetrack, you've gotten to jump in a sprint car and race a couple of times here with Michael Hayashi in the last couple of years. It help you stay at least somewhat fresh out there?
Yeah, I mean, the sprint car stuff feels like riding a bike. I mean, we're off pace quite a little bit from what's going on today, but it's always good to try it and keep going, but eventually you guys got to have to park it and give it up.
And now you've been, as we mentioned, you've been busy running a racetrack. You've had Big Sky Speedway, formerly Billings Motorsports Park there. You've had it for the last 6 years about now. And what's it been like making that transition from driver to track owner?
It's been good. It's a learning curve. We've kind of got a pretty good handle on it now, and trying to just make racing stay alive and good, and possibly overspend and make things too nice, in my opinion, but try to make it what everybody wants to come and see and race.
And I'm with the Frontier region of ASCS here. Billings is one of our regular tracks out there, but we've had the Harvey Ostermiller for the last several years now, but this past season here, we tried something big here. You made $12,012 to win in memory of Harvey here, and had 30 cars show up, way more than what we normally have out there in Montana. How did you feel that it went for the racetrack?
It went good. It's always a good show and good car count. I mean, we've elevated the car count with that big money, and it's the first time we paid that kind of money, and everybody was kind of wondering if it was for real or not, and it was, and we're going to do it again this year, and same payout. The start money is going to be increased so we can try to fill the field a little more and do some more promotions with some of the partners from the parts businesses. So hopefully it keeps growing, and we'll do it again. Just try to make a statement out there and bring some more cars up our way.
As trying to put Montana sprint car racing really on the map with a very big signature event of our own there. It's already been established out there, but we're trying to make it bigger, and you're doing that. But it also means a lot to you personally. You knew Harvey. You raced for Harvey here. What did Harvey Ostermiller mean to you?
He was a pretty big influence in racing and my racing. I mean, when I first started the very first year, he had me pretty convinced that not just anybody could do it, and I about gave up before I started, but he was trying to, polish everybody, make sure you're going to put in your best effort. So he was a big part of our racing in Montana, and built this track basically, and we just wanted to keep the thing going and not let it close.
And what you got going on? What else do you have going on at Big Sky Speedway this season?
Just some more big modified tour shows, and some bigger payouts for some of the other divisions too. So hopefully it just kind of elevates it. We had a lot of national champions come race the last race of the year last year for the Wasota group. So hopefully we can just keep making a bigger footprint and get more people out, race on our racetrack and take it in.
And here at the Chili Bowl now, before we go here, what are your goals here for yourself at the Chili Bowl this year?
Just a repeat from last year, not not screw up, spin her out, tip it over, and try to advance. So make some more laps. Just here to try to see how many laps we can get around here and have fun.
All right, sounds good. Good luck, Jerry.
All right, thank you.
Jerry Brey here, owner of Big Sky Speedway and former Montana Sprint Car champion, taking another go at the Chili Bowl. Andrew Kunas here for the ShaunInTheDirt.com podcast. And I got another one of the drivers eligible for the Shaina Barnes Award for Top Northwest Finisher. I have Bozeman, Montana's Cole Schroeder here with me. And Cole, who are you driving for this year?
I'm driving for Rosenboom. We got a really good car here this year, and hoping to do decent, probably getting the B-main on the final night, and that's our goal for this year.
All right, and you ran this event last year. How many Chili Bowls have you done now?
This is only our second year. Last year was a little rough. We didn't have the best equipment, but this year we got something that should be able to make some magic happen.
Now you're out of Montana, but you've been living down in Arizona, and you said California a lot lately too.
Yeah, we've been racing out of California. We just started running the sprint car down there and the micro stuff, but we're switching over to mostly California racing for the sprint car stuff now.
And you ever go back home to Montana at all?
Oh yeah, we go back there all the time. In our free time we're there, but it's been a busy racing year and it's just getting busier, so we've been on the road a lot in California, all over, so yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in a sprint cup there with the ASCS Frontier region at some point also.
Yeah, we should be up there soon. We're just getting our feet wet in it, so within the next year or so we should be up there.
And now today's practice day at the Chili Bowl here. How was your practice session earlier?
It was good. We're just feeling it out. Then for the last session we'll get on it and try to make some stuff happen.
And any thoughts on your upcoming season here? What tracks you like running there? What are you looking most forward to?
Just all the traveling is what I'm looking forward to. We go to a variety of tracks, probably 40, 50 throughout the year. So there's a lot of new ones on the schedule this year and a lot of old ones. So it's just, we'll see what ones we like this year.
All right, Cole Schroeder giving it his best shot here at the Chili Bowl again. Andrew Kunas here again for the ShaunInTheDirt.com podcast. Here, practice day at the Chili Bowl Nationals here. And I have the defending winner of this race, Logan Seavey here, driving for Kevin Swindell again. And Logan, you were just out there practicing. How was the track for your first session?
It was good. Going Friday, you always go pretty late in the day, so really slick, but it's kind of more what we'd race on anyway. So just good to get back out there and get this thing going and make sure everything's good. And now we'll make some changes and go back out for this next one and see what we got. So just excited to be back here.
You've run in a few of these Chili Bowls now. Their past experience here help you at all, or is it they build this track every winter here? Is it a little different each time?
Yeah, I mean every time it's changes a little bit, little certain nuances, but for the most part they have it pretty good, and especially now that they've got it scanned and stuff, they can go back and look at things if anything seems off. But for the most part, it's pretty much the same old racetrack every time you come. Everyone. You get here and you go look at it and you kind of feel like this is different or that's different, but it always ends up, about the same, and they do a good job getting it built every year. So, super consistent, I feel like, and definitely pays to, come back here every year and get more experience. So I don't even know. This is like my 8th race maybe or so, but yeah, it's just, always fun to be here. You look forward to this race all year, and now we're here and we're going, and, the anxiety's kind of over and you're ready to get racing now.
And driving for Kevin Swindell here, he's only won this race 4 times himself, and of course he had a great teacher in his father, Sammy Swindell. How big is that to have that experience in your corner for this event?
Yeah, it's great. He's obviously the best to ever do it in this building, I feel like, in the modern era at least, and he knows what to do and how to race here and things like that. And obviously I'm confident in myself, but you can always take some criticism and some getting looked at from other eyes is always helpful. And then for those eyes to be, one of the best is, just a great combo. So I'm coming off my best year of my career, and obviously won this race last year with these guys. So, I just couldn't be more confident and, more calm, really. I think we're all in here pretty calm, and we know where we need to be. And tires have changed, but that's not we're not too worried. We feel like we're close, and like I said, just make a few small adjustments and see where we go.
And of course, as we mentioned, Kevin won this race as a driver 4 times here. He had his accident here. What did it mean for you to give him his first Golden Driller as a car owner?
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I said, after his accident, this is, the biggest race for him, I feel like. And to come back here at a race he was so good at, to especially the first race he ever ran as a midget car owner, really, to show up to this race of all races and to win is unbelievable. It'd be unbelievable if you won it in your 5th try, but in your first try is pretty nuts. So, like I said, I feel like this is all of our bucket list race, and we've got it done once now, and nothing would make it sweeter than coming back and defending it and winning another one. So, it couldn't mean more to me that this race means so much to both of us, and I think we realize that. And this is our 5th year together, and it's just super easy. Work well together, communicate well, and like I said, it always helps when you have somebody that good that's watching you, and you can watch the race car too and see what the car's doing, but also see what I'm doing, and maybe give me some tips and some pointers. Like I said, obviously, I'm confident in myself and know I can do it, but it certainly helps when you got some other eyes watching.
And who's helping you on this car?
Kevin and Hunter, do most of the work. Hunter lives with them and goes to the shop every day, and we got some other friends that come in for this race and help with all the little things. We're getting the tires and everything ready, but for the most part, it's just Kevin and Hunter, and obviously Jordan Swindell takes care of the boys, and all of our partners, Swindell Speed Live, Victory Fuel, John Christner and Gloria. So many people on this car that help. Tim Bertrand. He's been a huge part of this program, always been a part of this Swindell's program, but huge now that Kevin's got his own car. So so many partners that help us get here and make sure that we have everything we need. It's tough when you only run one race. You got to buy a lot of stuff to come race once and then park it in the shop for a year. But we've got everything we need, and that's key, obviously. So just super confident, and we're all ready.
All right. Yeah. Talk about your 2023 season a little bit and your plans for 2024.
Yeah, 2023, like I said earlier, was the best year of my career, and just unbelievable to win any race with USAC is hard, but to win as many as we did, and the big ones, with 4 Crown and a dirt mile and USAC Midget Championship and Silver Crown Championship and Chili Bowl, kicking it off last year with that, couldn't have gone much better. So. Hard to believe that it's going to be able to get topped, but this sets the bar higher and makes our ambitions a little higher, and got to work a little harder to get there. And it's just like I said, it makes it tough when the bar's that high, but that's what we like, is like challenges and whatnot. So excited to get back going next year, or I guess this year now, and going to do a lot of the same USAC racing. And just see what we can do, Try to go back. Like I said, try to go back and top. It's going to be tough, but, I've got a bunch of good race cars and lots of good opportunities, and that's all you can ask for. So just got to capitalize on those. And like I said, just be ready and be prepared to go win some races.
Thank you, and good luck this week and this season, Logan.
Thank you so much.
Logan Seavey going for back-to-back Golden Drillers here in Tulsa. Andrew Kunas here for the ShaunTheDirt.com podcast, and I have Kaylee Bryson with me here. And Kaylee, it's another Chili Bowl for you, and you've made some headlines here over the last couple of years. What do you think of this year's Chili Bowl for you?
I'm really excited. I have a lot of confidence going into this year just because we've made the last 2 Chili Bowl A mains, and coming into this year, it's our 3rd year trying to get after it, and we want to do more than just make the A feature. So I've got a really good team behind me. I'm really happy to be driving for Sammy Swindell, Bertrand Motorsports. So I've got a good car, and I think in the end it's going to be up to me to see what we can do.
And you ran for Keith Kunz for the last few years. Learned a lot there. How much of a change is it to be driving a different car, even though it's for Sammy Swindell?
Yeah, one thing I've learned about driving other cars is everybody sets up their car so different, and they all have their little things that they think works best. And so every car I get in drives a little bit different, and it just takes a couple of laps to get a hold of that, get a good feeling with the crew chief and get a system rolling. And I think we'll be good. We got a good whole practice day trying things out, so come Thursday our race will be pretty solid.
You've been posted on social media a lot. You idolized Sammy Swindell growing up, and now you are teammates with him for this. How is that for you?
It's pretty cool. We were both putting on our suits this morning, and we have identical suits. So, I remember being here as a kid watching him race. I never thought that we'd be sharing racing suits, and coming out here and racing his teammates. So, it's just a surreal feeling.
And as we mentioned, you've been making headlines here at the Chili Bowl. 2 years ago, you were the first female driver to make the main event. You did it in spectacular fashion, coming from 10th to win the B main. And then last year, you made a last corner pass to win. I believe it was your qualifier on your qualifying night here. How does it feel to be someone that the young girls out there are looking up to and setting an example for them?
Yeah, it's a really awesome feeling to be a role model in this industry, because I remember I used to be one of those girls as well, looking up to every racer I could. And, I looked up to everybody, all the good racers, including Sammy Swindell. So to, be in that position to where I see young guys looking up to me, it's an awesome feeling. And I just hope that, I do my part and hopefully put on a good show for them.
And you've been driving different cars the last couple of years. Did some little sports car racing here, and then doing some wing sprint car stuff here. How much of that helped you here as far as, getting comfortable and driving different stuff here? What has it helped you as far as with a midget?
Yeah, the last 2 years, not including last year, but the last 3 years, I guess, I raced midgets full time. So coming into this year, I didn't really race any midgets very often. So I had such different disciplines in racing. I raced a lot of asphalt and road course racing, Silver Crown, sprint cars, and at the end of the day, it's kind of like riding a bike coming back in a midget. So I don't think that's going to affect me too much, but I think that being able to race so many different cars just makes me a better driver overall.
You've been coming here for the Chili Bowl for years now as a spectator, and now as a driver here. Do you still feel that same excitement every year?
Absolutely. I come here and I'm nervous. I'm always nervous. All the young kids come up to me and they, look up to me and think like that they're crazy for being nervous, but I'm like, I'm nervous too. I'm nervous for every race I do. It doesn't matter if it's just a little local show or, a big national Chili Bowl. So, I'm really passionate about what I do and I always want to do good. So it makes me nervous and, I just want to put on a good performance.
And what night are you this week? Thursday night there. So you're practicing here. How is it having to wait until Thursday now to race after practice today?
Yeah, normally I go on Tuesdays, so I normally practice and I get a day to watch. And this year I get a couple days to watch, so I'll just get to relax. I get to watch my teammate Sammy race on Wednesday, and just relax and kind of get an idea of what the track's going to do and how other drivers are going to drive.
And I know you got Sammy Swindell mentoring you here, but who else do you have to thank here, including sponsors?
Yeah, I can't thank James Hodge Ford enough. He's helped me a lot to get here, and Sammy Swindell, Bertrand Motorsports is helping us with the motors, and there's just so many people coming on board. AP Driver Development, there's just an incredible amount of people helping us out, and I wouldn't be here without them.
Kaylee, good luck.
Thank you.
Kaylee Bryson looking to make her mark at the Chili Bowl.
Ashton Torgerson joins me right now, and congratulations on the driller, man.
Yeah, thank you. That was pretty sweet.
So talk about that, winning that driller, coming in here after all of the things that everybody knows about that happened last year.
Yeah, well, obviously last year was a scary incident for everybody. But, at the shootout we came back in here, and we were ready for a driller. And so I was pretty hungry all week and felt pretty good in all my classes. And we did pretty good in all of them. And then, A-class wing, we got it done. So that was pretty sweet for us, and then now we set our focus on the Chili Bowl and see if we can do something here.
Now the best thing to do is get back right in it, right? That's the best way to overcome anything, isn't it?
Hey, just get back in there and get going again. I was racing, right after when I was cleared, so it feels good to be back here and see what we can do.
And you've got to race all year, so it's not like you haven't been able to get in a car all year, right?
Yeah, I've been racing a little bit of everything, sprint cars, micros, and midgets, and and whatever. So I've already been in a midget, been in a sprint car. Like I said, I've been in those. So I feel pretty comfortable here, and we went through our practice sessions today, felt pretty good. So we run Thursday night and see how it goes there.
Yeah, talk about that. You got a new team, running for a different team this year, but it's a pretty good team.
Yeah. Jay and the whole crew is pretty good to me.
Mount Stout, right?
Yeah, Mountain Stout Racing, Motorsports. No, they're all super cool. Good cars, good setup. Just fun to be around. So, can't thank them enough, and hopefully we can get it done.
You got to bet with your brother on who's going to be highest finisher in the mains on the Saturday?
I don't got a bet, but we always kind of give each other crap. Who does better?
Like a meal or something going on here?
No, not yet. But I think I might have to make one.
Yeah, meal or someone gets to do something chore for the other one that you don't want to do.
Yeah, I think we'll probably make a bet about a meal or something, or maybe money. You never know.
Yeah. All right. So who'd you like to thank?
Just everybody. My mom, dad, Mountain Stout Racing. My brother, Brandon, Lee, Skyler, Connor, Tanner Thorson. He's been a big part of our racing too, and so really just anybody that can help us out. Kobe Adams, Ryder Racing Engines, and like I said, really anybody that can help us out.
What did I hear? Did I hear you're going to do some different racing next year, or a little bit of midget racing and a little bit of different other things, national stuff, a little bit maybe?
Yeah, next year we'll probably doing a lot of midgets and some sprint cars and whatnot, but a lot of national races, and like I said, probably more midgets and more sprint cars than anything.
So a little bit out of the West Coast and getting more into other midget. Yeah. So all right, well we'll miss you out there. We liked it. It was fun to see you come out and run some of the Northwest tracks there down at that 360 Speed Week, and we'll miss you out there in the West. But you're an Arizona guy now, right?
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right, well, good luck here at Chili Bowl.
Thank you.
This is Shaun, you're in the dirt.